That was a very nice attempt by G to close it out 2-0 in favor of them, but Faze found a very nice way to work themselves out on Inferno, which made them 16-11 at the end of the game. Now we are heading to the third map. It is Nuke. Also, pretty shaky environment for both the teams, right? You never know how it pans out, especially looking back at how they played 2 maps so far. Inferno and Ancient, these have been the maps of unexpected moves, the maps of unexpected plays. Broken on Ancient was an absolute beast with a couple of insane clutches. Unfortunately, it slipped through in the hands of... It slipped through to the hands of G2. Then Faze found a way to bounce back on Inferno. Now we are about to jump into the action on Nuke. I believe that both of the teams have relatively the same chances to win it out. It is very hard to say. As I've mentioned, these teams have been playing so back and forth on both of the maps. Faze Clan, starting off on the CD side. G2 Esports on the T, already locating their feet towards the lobby, and probably will be making the final execute towards the ramp position. The numbers are running down. All of Mysore gives up his position. That is for the sake of reinforcing their position on the B-bomb side. Down below, all of Mysore goes down. Twists, not good enough to deliver at least one frag, and down he falls as well. So 5 versus 2 make it 1. Brokey is dead in the end, and G2 Esports will pick up their first pistol round on Nuke. What a round to start off the game. An explosive. Down the ramp they went, even prolonging their play a little bit over the lobby area, but then deciding, guys, we don't want to make this one delayed. Let's just jump straight in down the ramp and outspam all of those players with the USPSs. It is also unfortunate that all of Mysore, he was behind the window, and that looked to be a very nice possibility for him to fire at least one shot in favor of Faze Clan, but it is also quite hard to do so with the close range. Glock is a way better weapon for that kind of a job. But now we are taking a look at 5 deagles across the board. 3 with second armor, Kerrigan and Brokey with the first. And utility also as well. There is 3 smokes equipped up to 3 players. All of Mysore, Twists, and Kerrigan, which may buy them a strategic advantage over G2 Esports, but they are not scrappy with the utility either. They will make the outside area totally covered and force Faze Clan into thinking where this final attack is going to be committed to. G2 Esports are seemingly locating themselves out towards the A-bomb site. Out of the hut they go, and do spam 3 players down immediately. MAC-10s, a UMP-45, all things combined do buy them a 3-man advantage, excuse me, and it makes it look totally clean for G2 Esports to convert the round against a force buy. All of Mysore and Brokey should consider about saving their deagles and armor. No utility this time around. They've emptied their belts already. Brokey didn't have that one as well. It was all of Mysore and Twists plus Kerrigan in the beginning of the round. Unfortunately, no application was seen right there. I mean, once G2 Esports got a lot of attention and ties over the outside area, it forced Faze Clan into thinking a lot. And also the smokes towards main let them break out into the A-bomb set. The flashbangs, everything else, it becomes such a nuclear power against even a force buy. Whatever you're standing at, it becomes a multiple target challenge for you to fire all of those players down, rolling out of the hut. Squeaky. These were the 2 main positions G2 Esports exploited and let them pick up the second round on their board. The setup remains almost the same. There are 2 AK-47s on the Nico and Jax, 2 of the most crazy riflers. If you remember, Jax with an incredible spray transfer on Nuke. Just next to main, if I'm not mistaken. Against Navi, or I don't even remember against whom was that. But against somebody we will never forget. That play blew my mind. Nico finds himself the second round for G2 Esports to open the business towards the A-bomb side. The outside is totally clear. There is one more player heading around the main area, but look at him go. He's actually wrapped himself all the way from behind. Kerrigan does deliver a very nice tag. Waits for his teammate to cause some baits, and that will be the third round for G2 Sports, I believe. But I think Kerrigan may save his AK-47 unless he goes out on this equation. He does not. Stands out as the winner in this fight and makes this AK-47 saved up, along with the MAC-10 onto Broky. A smoke as well to accompany the string of pretty powerful investment into the next round. The AK-47 and a MAC-10, well, probably good to be dumped. You can actually go for an AWP if I'm not mistaken once the bomb explodes. But I don't think he will be able to buy up armor. Okay, he will. $6,300 on his back. And that will be hell of enough to dump this MAC-10, probably drop it over to somebody and buy himself an AWP. On the city side, it is very influential around the Nuke. Around the map like Nuke. It can provide a lot of openings for your team. So this is exactly the reason an AWP player goes for that big raid right in the round number 4 once they accumulate enough money for that kind of a business. For a case for G2 Esports, a UMP45 remains onto Hunter. He's been growing his bank account for a pretty long time. Since the very beginning of the game, he's got 0 deaths, along with Jax. G2 Esports are marching themselves down the secret area. They are being totally evasive, totally silent, but Twists has a bit of a read on that. It does get a frag out of the first one, but gets instantly traded by Amanek. 6 frags to his name so far, and G2 Esports have so far dispersed themselves across the map. That is the area known as outside, being targeted as the main position by G2 Esports. Jax has already occupied the upper area. I'm not sure if some of the Faze clan players are looking up towards it. Next accepts the presence right there. Kerrigan does mow the first down. Rain to follow it up as well. A med advantage for Faze clan right now. Rain tries to escape out of the molly. Before he goes, does deal a bit of a damage onto Nico. Down to 10 HP he goes. This definitely favors Faze clan by many means. I mean, they do have an AWP. Olaf Meister with an AK-47. That molly will touch him down to 0. And Nico falls down at the end as well. Olaf Meister nicely read. Nico was trying to create a bit of a gap to work with. Bark down the ladder to the vents and try to cause havoc from that position. But it did not work out. Faze clan have all the shenanigans read by G2 Esports. 1-3 as we finally see Faze clan drawing their first round on the boards. 2-round lead for G2 Esports. And it's still a very potent buy for them. The fact they've also planted the bomb down in the previous round made their money grow just a little bit. And, get a much wealthier buy and a wealthier economy to preserve into the next round at least. If they lose this one, they may go for the force buy or so. Half buy, especially if they plant the bomb down in this one as well. Twists ducks himself into garage. In the meantime, G2 Esports, 4 of the players are already down the secret. Olaf Meister, not yet sure where he wants to go. He's about to open the door. Definitely thinks about that and is also positioned on towards Squeaky. Once those traces will be revealed, FaZe Clan will know what G2 Esports are up to. A lot of sound cues, a lot of nades, shattering the presence of FaZe Clan, but only good for one. Rain falls, but all of Master still alive. Kerrigan as well steps up with an MP9 onto Nico. Jax, oh, just a bit of a body protruding out of the smoke will cost all of Meister's life. Nexa on the other end, just on top of the ramp, does pick up one more, and it is Kerrigan with an all to do. He does find the first, does have a smoke to drop off, and also a flashback to accompany it one. Once upon a time, the in-game leader of FaZe Clan can step up and deliver that frag against G2. He's not good for the right discipline. No proper trigger discipline. And Nexa will snatch out that kill instead. So G2 Esports are proud of having Nexa up on their board in this round specifically. He was a little bit worried about Kerrigan going on top of the boxes, but then denied. It is so hard for Kerrigan to shut down Nexa in that duel, because you know that Nexa is having one side of the map totally covered, one side of the plan to be more precise, and he knows that he can practically not even look at it, just focus on the right side of the plant, crouch yourself to the right, and distance Kerrigan away from this round. This was a brilliant play by Nexa. Didn't require too much exertion to deliver a victory. I was going to say that Kerrigan had actually created a way worse situation for him in the round. He should have probably dropped the smoke on the left side to imitate he has shifted himself over to the squeaky door. Next up, boosted a little bit, but not capitalizing on that. Does not go for the over-aggression. Nico as well in the outside area, not expecting Kerrigan to be over-aggressive. The first player of offensive falls, but Hunter steps up with 2 kills, phenomenally so, on top of the emo. Finally, he goes down. And there's one more threat to be aware of. That's all of Meister on the ramp. He misses his first chance and falls back, but Rain is up to deal with another one. Another pack of players rolling themselves out of the upper area. They fall into the A-bomb site. And we'll have an easy bomb plan to secure a potential 5th round for G2 Esports. FaZe Clan are scattered around, and I'm not even sure they want to go for this one. They just go for the scavenger mission, picks up an AK-47. All of Master with an M4A4. And they want to be far enough to prevent G2 Esports from denying them all. I'm not sure if they're going to go for this, because their economy sits on the back seat. It is on the back foot. It is nowhere to be found in the driving seat. G2 Esports will be so craved to save those 3 weapons as well, unless they get lucky enough to meet any of the FaZe Clan members. But no, they are separate enough to deliver those saves, and G2 Esports are extending their gap up to 5 rounds already. Hunter with a great hunt over the outside area, really buying a very, very crucial frags to bring that man advantage back in their favor. Although Kerrigan traded, but still wasn't enough for FaZe Clan to retake the sides. And also, once Rain dropped, that became a world of trouble for FaZe Clan to recover out of that meltdown. So Rain, again, the first man to receive 26 points of damage. Nico having a quick investigation over the outside area. Does not see anybody right there. For now, G2 Esports are quite uncertain of where they want to go. The previous times they smoked off the outside area, now they do exactly the same. But instead, opting for the execute to be done towards the molly into the vents. Nobody's looking right there, so that is one more potential denied. Rain occupies behind the box, but does experience his death. And G2 Esports will have no trouble of getting those frags in the end. Hunter and everybody else just farming up their statistics and shattering the entire defense of FaZe Clan on the A-bomb site. Wherever they go, that is just a massacre for them, literally. FaZe Clan are not good for at least one more round on the city side. G2 Sports, the fact that they've picked up already 6 rounds on their board, that is incredibly huge. On the T side, it will give you a world of advantage. Brokey with a molly as well. He will burn out. The damage connected by Jax. The AWP is going to be retrieved. But the man advantage is picked up in favor of G2. And that is that was a switch of pace for FaZe Clan, but very nicely anticipated by Jax. The AWP is denied. Olaf Meister picks it up in reverse. The smokes are lined on the outside already. Rain tries to go for an ambitious play. The flashbangs are going to be deployed by his teammates, and he's going to go for the frags he needs. 3 players remaining for the G2 members. Jax comes down with a frag of the Rain. Nexa, next line. Down he falls, and leaving only Hunter with an all to do. Also gets chipped away. I think FaZe Clan might have heard it in the lobby already. They don't yet know about the bomb. But it is likely to be on the shoulders of Hunter. He's carrying it towards nowhere. If he gets the frag under the first player crossing, he may fall into the vents and try to pick up a bomb plan as well. The AWP is going to be watching down this down the ladder. This is nobody right here just yet. FaZe Clan are nowhere to be found on the B-bomb side, but Twist on the A does deliver a frag. It needs Hunter. Didn't have any clue on their position, so that was a pure gamble on where he wanted to go. Rain, that ground-breaking flashbang by his teammate bought FaZe Clan a huge advantage right there. It also denied the 2 players, and the Rain knew that nobody else was outside basically. So once he denied those 2 players, the outside area was no longer a point of concern for FaZe Clan. Really, they could focus onto the A-bomb site solely and not boggle their minds with the outside as well. So the second critical pause will be taken out by G2 Esports. They've certainly let FaZe Clan pivot around the previous one. There was a nice determination and a very nice set of decisions taken by the FaZe Clan members. Very assertive, capable of ripping that med advantage from the G2's side straight away. Not to be trifled with for sure. All right, Rain in the main position. Will be guarding off the outside area. It's just going to be jiggle picking right here. Nico comes in. The trade comes through. Kerrigan on top. Having a prime position to be in, but does not capitalize on that. No frag delivered. Olaf Meister has passed by already. These players have not spotted each other just yet, but now they will. Amanek falls, but Nexa, he knows what Brokey is up to, and so is Olaf Meister as well. Down he falls to a very low amount of HP. The USPS is out. He knows he was low HP. Brokey does keep it competitive for FaZe Clan. He's also switched himself up to an AK-47 Twist. Knows there might be somebody behind the smoke. Goes for the spray down. There are 2 defuse kits available as well. And they are yet to pull off the paddle towards the A-bombs. The bomb is planted for Hunter, but down he falls. Trigger discipline from Brokey. Makes it 2. And 3 in total at the end of this round. So the third one for FaZe Clan on Nuke. Even though G2 Sports made just enough to open the A-bomb side, really. They got the first one onto main, even though traded, but still. And then the second one onto Kerrigan, who was looking very good for at least one frag, but didn't get it whatsoever. And then Broky steps up with a frag. Nexa was also in a very good position. Unfortunately, they let this one end up being a loss. We are huffed 3-6. Round number 10 kicks in, and an AWP already peering itself towards the outside area. It has its eyes set on Nico's Deagle for one-click weapons will be seen on the G2 side. Amanek is playing with the Tech 9. No utility for them. Mark it down. Only one flashbang and a smoke. You can imagine they're going to try to smoke off the outside area at least partially, and the flashbang themselves into the A-bomb site. Rightfully so. Hunter as well picks up a flashbang on his way through. Kerrigan does get a frag onto Nexa. They're all heavily blind. Rain stands at the edge of the precipice of being tagged down as well. But Olaf Meister from top saves the day for FaZe Clan in such a wobbly round. You could imagine that could have gone so damn awry for FaZe Clan. They had a Nico, they had a force buy, and yet, perfect utilization of nades bought them 2 more frags. But unfortunately, Hunter just a millimeter away from hitting a headshot onto Olaf Meister. I mean, that was a very tough challenge for FaZe to go through if they had lost it indeed. Luckily survived. And the third technical pass for G2 Esports that is only on the first half. FaZe Clan slowly but surely getting themselves back into the game, combing that competitive environment back in their hands, although still 2-round difference. And G2 Esports have already secured 6 rounds, but 7 or 8 would be much more needed once they switch things up to the city side. Broky springs himself into the vents. No outside area control by this young upper. Twist instead will be delivering his prey down there, but no significant damage impacted. And G2 Esports will go down the secret pretty unscathed. Broky down here misses his first shot. G2 Esports, no, he has back top, but it's still good for 1. Nico drops. Kerrigan comes out of the vents. Amanek sees it and pulls out the trigger, rightfully so. 4-on-4. 2 of the FaZe Clan members are present towards the B-bomb side. They are not yet rotating themselves all together. Olaf Meister has not been given a possibility to save his teammate. He falls. Twist, although, does draw it back in his hands. And in the meantime, the bomb, well, it is still in Jax, but he's about to cover the A-bomb site with his presence. Up he goes and gets the bomb down. Twist is left alone on the B-bomb site. It does have defuse kits, so probably worth trying. But if he falls, surely this is going to be a very big problem for their economy. Accelerates his speed just a little bit. Sees next to the first one to line himself up. Twist also has got a flashbang to work with, but it does not have any room to use it. He's going to charge straight into the A-bomb side instead. Goes for the full stick. 2 seconds remaining. He does go up in the bump, but Jax stays alive. With the frag he needs. Twist just a little bit away from making this defuse successful. Almost clutching out the round with 3 frags potentially. Yeah, also timing. The fact that he didn't spot Jax going around the emo, that's that went wrong for him. He thought he would have been somewhere on upper or probably hut, but not behind the emo. But you know, these are the positions that are really hard to be sure of, right? You never know how they can go. There's a world of instability in granted those positions, which is why I've got to be very careful about that. You know, the areas that are shape rounded, they are quite dicey. Quite dicey indeed. Alright, Amanek does pick up the last frag for the G2 squad. Makes it totally clean for them. Faze Clan now going for the rebuy. G2 Sports have already picked up a round advantage on the first half. Faze Clan up to 4. Not yet in a good position. They were forecasting themselves to be in probably, especially on the city side. It is way easier to fend off all those offensives on the city side, at least notoriously. But maybe once we witness the switch of things, we'll see a completely different picture out of Faze Clan as well. Hunter and Nexa walking right into Brokis and somebody else's arms. But they could not conceive the power of G2 Esports right there, so they easily take them all down. And Faze Clan have been put onto quite a distress. They don't know what to do, how to piece these rounds together. Even though they're playing on the city side, there is not a lot to invent. They've been trying to go for early aggression over the radio multiple times, but did not work out. Faze Clan have been met by well-prepared execute of G2 Esports. They are so vigilant on whatever they are targeting early on in the round. So Faze Clan, no chance for them to pick up at least 5th rounds. Unless this Deagles has something to say about that. And this is not necessarily the problem of either of individuals in the on the Faze side. No, it is rather played as a common team, right? They cannot just pick up that man advantage to be comfortable with. To make sure they are over G2 Esports substantially. Not only one man advantage and then it gets instantly traded and, you know, it becomes a 50-50 game. Just a matter of who comes out on top in terms of your aiming skills. So Faze Clan have not yet found that one in the past 13 rounds already. Now the 14th is on the line. Olaf Meister up close. He's the first one coming. Does not get the second one as he was intended to. Nexa, very patient and does get those frags. Oh, Brokey, probably good for the second as well. He does get 2 of them. Picks up an AK-47 as well, and he knows that 20 seconds is the limit for G2 Esports. He sees the gap, but Nexa does hold strong and leaves him no chance to recover. The 10th round for G2 Esports. That is very big indeed. Yeah, and Faze Clan have also been given a lot of possibilities to capitalize on. Brokey's wrap around, the sneaky play that's just been displayed right here. But then up against the last player of offensive, he had no armor. Brokey, no armor, and you become an easy target for your enemy unless you hit a headshot straight away. Unfortunately, it was not the case for him in the round. And they are so desperate right now. I mean, they are having a bye, but that has to be the 5th round for sure. G2 Esports should not be allowed to march yourself up to 11 rounds like that. I mean, that is so gross. Faze Clan have not been given any significant place in the past couple of rounds. No, G2 Esports every day of the week shattering them all down. Brokey, the statement is off. Does get a frag on top of the silo. There are a couple of players heading around that area. Smokes, the molly, the flashbangs are going to be deployed over the A-bomb side. Rain almost gets a spray down right there, but he burns under the flames of Twists. All of Meister makes G2 Sports into thinking that he's been trapped in a set 6 around the fence. Now he's out. No longer faced by the G2 members, but Amanek, look at him go. Twists, how is he not good for one frag right there? He goes down. Kyorgan does get a frag with an 8. Dunks Jacks out and makes it a 3-on-2. They are so damn suffocated on the outside area. Amanek is the only man to bark himself up the ladder. He doesn't have any time to work, but he's going to pick up the bomb right now and charge straight through into the A-bomb site. He will not be allowed to do so. So FaZe Clan do pick up the 5th round to close out the first half. We will see how this one goes, but after a short break. Back into the game we go. The second half is on the line. G2 Esports have showed a massive performance in the first one on the T side as well, completely dismantling the CD side of FaZe Clan. Now we swap up the things, and we'll see how comfortable FaZe Clan will feel on the T side, because G2 Esports definitely showed that this is the place of comfort for them. We'll see how the city set for them goes. The early need to explode. The early need to explode the doors, but instead it looks like we are having a round reset. Yeah, all 5 players lagging out. Faze Clan are planted the bomb down, and you know, just an easy round for them. G2 Esports decided, guys, well, we've picked up 10 rounds. Easy peasy. I mean, let them pick up the 6. Let them pick up the pistol round. At least 1 pistol round. We will still win them, no matter what. No matter how rounds they gain. No. It is going to be our victory nonetheless. Yeah, that would have been funny. Imagine on a high scale event, you succumb to your enemy in a fashion like that. Like, you are seeing it goes 15-0, and you're 100% sure you will end up victorious in this matchup. And all of a sudden, your enemy realizes that you are totally AFK, or you know, some of your players are totally AFK, and the round does not get reset. No, you've given that one away for free. That would have been a historical one, but you know, unfair. Quite unfair, and not competitive for sure, because CS is a competitive game. Otherwise, that round won out by enemies with ease, like basically for free, would not have been considered as a round won out by them, because, well, as a competitor, as an adversary, you will not feel that you've picked up the round yourself, and that is just an unfair giveaway by your enemy. So, technical pause hopefully does not get too long. We are having the game on the cards. We don't want these players to warm down. No, rather keep themselves warmed up. Hot, perhaps. You know, warm up is something you're looking for in the beginning, but if you're talking about getting hot, this term is rather, you know, this term is more applicable to the second half. All right, looks like we are going for the technical pause. It is going to take quite long, I believe. So we will fade away for 2 minutes, I believe, and we will be right back. So don't miss out. I really hope technical issue has been resolved, whatever it resorts to. We are so damn hungry to witness this game continue. But it seems like this is never ending. It's been more than 3 minutes and we are not yet into the action. Alright. Not a big problem, ladies and gentlemen. We are having a ton of things to talk through. One of them is how to deal with mental pressure. We've been talking a lot about mental pressure. In online environment, it is no longer in present. Because, well, these teams have got used to playing online. They've got used to their territories, to their homes, to their seats, their gear, keyboards, monitors, etc. You know, once we switch up to the LAN environment, this is where it's going to make a lot of difference, I believe. Of course, the teams that have been playing LANs for a very long time, like Faze Clan, G2, Navi, and Astralis, everybody else who have had that experience already picked up, they will less likely to have any pressure right there. But in the LAN domain, I think the pressure will mount on Gambit, on these new lineups or players that haven't been in that environment previously. So in that regard, a very interesting one to witness once we come alive with our first LAN tournament. It is not going to be with crowd, I believe. Yeah, the next tournament is going to be IEM Cologne. The time I'm casting this match, it is not yet set, I believe, but it's been a couple of days. It's been a couple of days, and I think, yeah, it is already set, and we are having Cologne on the line as the first LAN tournament in you know, the past year and a half, perhaps. Yeah, but yet no crowd. The crowd is hoped to be seen in Royal Arena in Copenhagen in November. I really hope it has got to be a possibility and nothing, and you know, not only unexpected circumstances will wash us away. All right, back to the camera as we go. No action yet. Another technical pause. It looked like it was fixed, but no, these technical pauses are provoked by somebody. You know, by somebody sitting on their computer and tweaking it for the sake of those technical pauses. I know it sounds hilarious, but you know, the tales of some mysterious creatures living in your house, you never see them, but they are inclined to cause various malfunctions, you know, various clatter over your house, and they make you wonder where it all came from. But okay, Faze Clan versus G2 Esports. It looks like all of the problems have been rectified up until this point. 5-10, we switch up the sides. G2 Esports continue on the city. Faze Clan on the T. The previous time they were trying to execute the ramp position. Now they go exactly for that kind of a setup right now. Nexa and Hunter, both of the players, making sure this one is handled very easily. All three players denied. Kerrigan does get at least one refrag, but that has to be more. Broky jumps down the vents, will go for the bomb plants. He will do it indeed. G2 Esports are soon to group up from the ramp and head towards retaking the side. Broky is underneath. Kerrigan's still on top. Now he falls into the vents, and they've got to play back to back. Broky is going to open the door up right now. The defuse probably will come in, and yep, with those frags delivered, it will be surely coming in. G2 Esports with the 11th, the second pistol round picked up by them on Nuke. This round goes the way of G2 Esports for sure. The previous pistol round, as Faze Clan were playing on the city side, it went 5-0 in terms of the frag feat. All 5 players denied on the Faze Clan side, and I think this time as well. All 5 players surviving for G2 Esports. Mark me if I'm wrong. Maybe there was only one death. but still very enormous for G2 Esports to make such an incredible one for their team. Nico and Jax opting for Famous. 2 MP9s and Scout to make a complement for that. And 3 deagles across the FaZe Clan members. Twist with an AK-47. He's been given that privilege to work around the outside area with that powerful weapon. None of the G2 Esports have a weapon of that caliber. Thamus is close to it, but still not close enough to match up with its power. Twist making his way forward. He will see the first player. Kerrigan drops. The position is known, but it's not good for the frag. The flashbang denies it. And that is a complete shatter of FaZe Clan on Nuke so far. Down to 5 rounds only. Here they go. I mean, G2 Esports can go as far as they want. Although FaZe Clan will still have a full buy delivered, even though there was not a bomb plant in the previous one, they still preserved just enough cash, because I thought they have force into this one. And with that force, they would have had no money at all for the reinvestment into the round number 18, which is being witnessed right now. Twist early utility damage inflicted onto him. Not so significant to be worried about. Amanek on top of the railing, goes just behind it. Cannot see a buddy through the smoke. FaZe Clan maybe given an easy access to the underground area. Nico spots out the limbs, does go for the spray down, gets it nicely so. Also have an 8 to follow it up. Deals way more damage than FaZe Clan did onto Nico. That frag ensured this will deny FaZe Clan from going down to the secret area. Now they're going to pivot themselves around, pivot themselves back to the A-bomb side instead. Amanek does get a frag with a Nessus G. So phenomenal with a weapon. All of Meister spots out well more towards A. But there are 2 in fact. The stack of the players on the A-bomb side. Hunter can go down, and the second one will retreat it as well. Brokey burns out all of Meister. The second team frag in this game. Nico walks in and does get a calm frag onto Brokey. This set piece from FaZe Clan falls apart at seams, finding no success to bring the 6th round for them. G2 Esports have shattered their full buy, and they are going to be having an eco one. Yeah, no, just purify them on the B, purify them on the A-bomb site. They get nullified, and FaZe Clan stand no chance against G2 Esports in that contention. Whatever they do, G2 Esports are having an answer on that. They are having a set of tools, of instruments to count them down. Again, Kerrigan tries to make a difference with an early push up towards main, but that's been instantly met and denied. Amanek puts out one more player over the box, does get some damage, goes for over aggression, risking his life a little bit because the deagles may be very deadly. Still not good for the frag. Twist falls down. Hunter behind the vents, holds strong with an M4A4. And leaves only Olaf Meister to wonder, where is the key to winning out the rounds for FaZe Clan? It's been nothing but pure dismantle for the FaZe Clan members. Their offensive will tarnish, and that is a terrible start on the first half, and this is the very first time they were taking out the tactical pause. For me, it is a nuisance. You'd been in such a disadvantageous spot on the first half, and you had nobody to come out with a tactical pause and talk things through. You know, wind down, let this team come out of your heads, and try to turn the game upside down. But no, it is the very first tactical pause for Faze Clan. And we are in the round number 20. It is exactly the time to start pulling the rounds back. Faze Clan, you have led G2 Esports to pick up a lot of chances for the round victory. 2 rounds away from picking this map as well as the series and knocking Faze Clan out of this tournament. Five AKs across all of the players. No AWP setup for Brokey. Not a huge necessity on the T side. It could be if you are willing to match up against an AWPer on the opposing side. But with the smokes, with the utility usage, you can absolutely cross out that necessity. Nexa goes in with the frag to all of Meister. Springs in. And make sure that there's a sprinkle of death as those bullets rain through. Nico has been flashed off, still finds a bit of a gap to work with. The flash off effect goes off, but Rain still denies him. Faze Clan with the frag should definitely get back in their positions. In the position of winning the round, it is 5 rounds so far, and they've got to pick up the 6th for sure. Twists gets a refrag at Hunter. Shooting gallery over the outside area. That's been, so much ambiguity for the Faze Clan members as they all fall. Brokey hot on the hills to locate himself down the B-bomb side. He goes for the bomb plant. Molly deployed. 23 seconds. Exactly that mark of the seconds. And the bomb will be delivered. But one more can he do in this one. He spots out the lags. This bomb is going to be locked out by the doors. He's got to open it up. It is not yet defused. They are waiting for him to appear right there. And that will be the frag ensured. So Faze Clan with the 6th round possibility. Again, nowhere to be seen. G2 Esports pick up the 15th. And how many? They are having 10 match points after picking up this round. That is enormously huge. All of them getting scared away. They are... I don't know. I would have been scared away with the picks like that by G2 Esports as well. I mean, Nexa wrapping around the box, completely catching off another player off guard, and leaves only Brokey to do it all alone. That is not the way you want to start off the round for sure. Nico does get a frag onto Twists. Rain puts up a bullet in reverse, but that is Jackson with an Amanek to deliver yet more. On top of the ground they stay. The molly to flush them out of their positions for the moment. The smoke deployed over the main entrance. That is half covering that. So that is a terrible smoke for Faze Clan to use. G2 Esports can exploit that up to their advantage. Amanek does pick up the last and puts up a dot in the end of this sentence. In the end of this round to be more precise. And the game itself. So G2 Esports finish it off with a 16-5 scoreline. Congrats. That's been an incredible game. Faze Clan had absolutely no possibility to bounce back. G2 Esports looked very dominant across the entire map of Nuke. And, talking about Inferno, I thought like that could have been a 2-0 for G2 Esports indeed. Something went wrong on that one, but now they've recovered from a temporary meltdown and made sure this new game lies dead to their rights. And also, a lot of clutches did not go the way of Faze Clan whatsoever. There were a lot of possibilities seen, but yet no success established, and that kept them behind G2 in terms of economy and everything else. So that was a very nice game. I'm looking forward to a new portion of action coming forward, and we are going to be handing this one over to our lovely desk. Guys, talk us through what just happened on Nuke.